Yeah, cool.
So, whoever would like, first of all, would you please just introduce yourselves for your listeners? Because I'll be editing this down so they know who you are. And then if one of you could just give us, or both of you, that's fine. Yeah, how WTM started and why WTM and Witness the Madness had me confused. And then, yeah, how it all came together.
Well, first of all, I'm Marica from Italy, as you know. And well, in 2022, Ola, our bass player, found a cover that I posted online from a band called Dream Theater. And he saw the video, he liked it. And so he asked me to sing one of his songs that was meant to be just one-time collaboration. But very soon we realized that we kind of liked the way things were going. So we released other singles. And then also Michael joined. And that's how more or less started this band. We started a band. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was introduced to the band after they have been going for a while, and I was fresh out of the Danish thrash metal band Artillery at the time. So I was looking for a new band to be in, and new musical frontiers, because I mean, singing thrash is nice, but it's always cool to maybe try other musical endeavors as well. So Ole asked me as well, and they had a track which was Cold Has Come, and I did that. And then they asked me back, and I said, "Well, sure, yeah, of course, I would like to do it, because I could really feel there was a musical, potential here." And I found the whole idea of having two singers instead of one, and a female and a male voice, and all that. I found that to be, extremely interesting. So I was just all game. I wanted to try it out. So I think that's here we are, I suppose. Yeah.
And especially seeing that your musical styles are both so different, I think that really works well.
I think so too. I mean, some of the stuff that we did on the new album Witness the Madness was stuff that I've never done on an album before. I mean, if you do thrash metal, you're used to be singing, in the red, so to say, all the time. You're pushing yourself as hard as you can. So a lot of the aspects of sensitivity and moderation and all that is not very common. So to all of a sudden do that, especially live, was very, almost a bit scary to me, because the other stuff I knew how to push myself, but to actually to do other things like being more moderate and sensitive live, especially, that was a new area I never touched upon before. So that was an experience and a growing situation as well. Yeah.
Musical journey, Marisa. How did you get started, and how did you end up singing this sort of stuff when I do believe you're a soprano?
I guess, yes. I'm very confused about it, but I think, yeah, probably. Well, for me, music has always been something in my life, because I was born in a family where many relatives play music and can sing. So for me, singing was a very natural process as well. So around 10 years old, I started playing guitar and singing until around my 20s. I started playing in some bands. And one day, some Danish guys from Denmark asked me to join the band. And well, for my influences, I've always been into rock music and metal music. So also that was very comfortable area for me.
And which bands and artists in particular?
I was born listening to Europe and Dream Theater. And during my 20s, I also started listening to some melodic death metal and also symphonic metal. Yeah.
And Michael, your music, how did you get into vocals?
Because I didn't have the money for a drum set. That was, I mean, that's actually the truth. I mean, mind you, it will be a very long tale if I have to tell you everything because I'm an old man, you know. So, but I mean, I started out listening to all my dad's vinyl records, which is, I mean, I when I drove down here to where I am now, I heard Uriah Heep's "Easy Living," you know, and all that stuff was a part of my childhood. You know, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Nazareth, you know, the list goes on, and ACDC, all that stuff. But to me personally, the first time I heard "Go Down," my father had that on 8 tracks, you know, so you have the levels going up and down. So when I heard that beginning of the song and with Phil Rudd's drumming, I was completely blown away. Even though I've heard, you know, Iron Pace and all those guys, but I heard that kick in that wanted you know that made me want to be a singer. But I realized I didn't have the money and I didn't have the patience to get a job to just like save. And I realized, you know, I'm born on the countryside, so if you're very very lucky if you meet anyone who has any sort of interest in music, which I at first I didn't have, and then I met a guy who had a guitar, as I like to form a band, and yeah, they had a guy who could play the bass, and they had one guy that maybe had a drum set, but they had no singer. So you see, that was just my way in. And at first, I thought I was just gonna scream my head off, but later on, I had to learn a little bit, you know. So that was my beginning.
So you're very much self-taught.
No, I mean, I actually I went to several singing teachers and coaches and so on. So I actually started out by doing opera. So I've done quite a few years. I think that almost like 5 or 6 years of opera, and then I went to the theater actually, and then I met a American jazz singer. She was taking care of all the musical parts, and she said, "Yeah, you got a lot of sound, but I can't understand a word you're saying because you were just like like that." So she taught me to be more articulate, and that sort of, you know, carved my own style. But I mean, I met a lot of very influential people during my lifetime, especially Søren Anderson, who was playing with Glenn Hughes at the time.
Mm.
And I had the fortune of actually having Glenn listening to some of my vocal tracks at some point, which is a daunting thing. You know, what are you going to say, right? Because he's like amongst one of the greatest singers of all time. But I mean, Søren taught me a lot about how to express myself also. And so I'm still on a learning curve. And I think that I'm learning a lot from Marica as well, because she's you know, she's very, very good at what she does. So I watch her. And maybe I can steal a trick or two.
Yeah, you're an example for me as well. So
Well, thank you.
You do remind me in some ways of Jorn.
Oh, Jörn Lande.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much. He's a very, very good guy, you know, very talented guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise I've always said people said that I sound like Klaus Meine from Scorpions.
Okay.
You know, so I'm very lucky to be you know associated with those guys.
Yeah. The album, how did you manage to put that together? Obviously, with technology today, you did it a lot remotely, or did you actually get in the studio together?
well, obviously living in Italy was a problem, so I recorded everything at home, and then I sent my stems to the guys, and they mix all the songs. So for me, it was a very different process, of course.
Yeah, because it is also very difficult to do the vocals on your own.
Yes, it depends. Well, I'm kind of used to it because I've recorded a lot of times, and so I have learned how to you know, use my voice when I record. So it's not a big deal, but obviously it's not like being a studio. It's totally different.
What are the plans for the album? How did the album come about?
Well, I guess Ole is the mind of WTM, because I think it created almost all the songs and many lyrics, and also Michael as well. And so yeah, he basically creates all the WTM universe.
Well, I think that we'll try and play as many gigs as we possibly can. there's of course a bit of a, there's a lot of logistics that have to get together. I'm also what do we call a weekend dad, so I cannot just do any gig there's available. So we'll just do the gigs that make sense, I suppose. I mean, as of now, we are happy to do whatever we are able to do. So as many gigs as possible to support the album, absolutely. So if there's anyone out there who wants to book us, we are ready.
And Marisa, how are you going to commute to these gigs, or how's that going to work?
I'm gonna go, of course, and so I can't wait. Actually, and next concert will be on the 13th of September in Denmark. Yeah.
All right. With that, thank you very, very much for joining me. I'll be pushing this out, and I wish you all the best. If you do have any notifications or things you want me to broadcast, please just drop me either a voice note or an email, and then I'll push it out on air for you guys, and I'll make sure we can get you out there into the big wide world. Cool, guys.
Thank you so much.
Very much. Goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.